guys, I'm just going to answer some questions that I got in my message box. This is my Husqvarna Viking. Actually, it's my mom's. She lent it to me and I never gave it back. So it's pretty simple, as you can see. This is the model, and it's not digital. It doesn't have anything programmable. It's pretty basic. One thing that it does well is it lowers the feed dogs, and your cheaper model machines aren't going to do that. Like this one over here. The feed dogs down here, in case you're not familiar, are these little teeth that stick up underneath your presser foot to help move your fabric along. In a machine like this one, you are going to need a plate that covers the feed dogs. I've actually tried free motion quilting on this machine. It really doesn't work well. So if this is the kind of machine you have, I don't think you're going to enjoy the process very much. So I would recommend getting a machine that allows you to lower the feed dogs like this. So I don't know if you can tell, but they are all the way down, and I can rotate this back up and it lifts the feed dogs. So for free motion quilting, you want to have them all the way down. So the next thing you're going to want is a free motion quilting foot, sometimes called a darning foot, and it looks like this. There is a video link on my Facebook page that shows how to modify this. I haven't done it yet. I really want to. It looks like it will make this even more functional. But this is what I use, and this is what I have used for a couple years. So I already removed my other foot, and so I'm just going to put this one in, and you're going to need this top bar to come out over that piece of metal that comes out and holds your needle. Okay, so I've threaded my machine. I'm going to be using some black thread today because I think it'll allow you to see the quilting a little bit more easily. The other thing is just remember, have your feed dogs down, and I don't really adjust anything else other than just my speed is what controls the length of the stitches. So, and I'll show you what I mean by that. I'm actually using 2 thicknesses of batting today because I'm going to be making some pot holders. And normally you wouldn't have this thick of batting, but as you can see, you just kind of have to start somewhere when you're free motion quilting. One thing that you can do is you can start off on the edge and then go on. I put my presser foot down, and then so your speed is what is going to control your stitch length. I'm getting really close to that pin. I normally wouldn't do that. And then when I'm really feeling comfortable, I just go more quickly and I increase the pressure of my foot pedals so that obviously I'm sewing more quickly. So this is a meander or stipple. I'm going to remove that pin. And sorry, I'm not very good at talking while I'm sewing. So there really isn't any rules with a meander other than you don't cross over your lines, although I have seen it done. Let's say you're run out of thread in the middle of your fabric, you're not near an edge. This is what I would recommend to do so that you don't have any stitches come loose. So we'll just pretend I'm in the middle here and I need to start up again. So I would just try and cross over. Now see how I'm keeping hold of this front thread, and with the back, I can feel the back thread as well. I just want to keep hold of that because otherwise it'll make a little bird's nest of thread under there, and it takes a while to pick it out and it doesn't look very pretty. So you can, don't think it's ruined because you have a bird's nest back there. You can pick it out, but this is a little bit of prevention here. So just hold on to your threads and then move in the opposite direction so you're not backtracking. So I would just go this way and then I would cross over my thread right there so I'm kind of anchoring it. Another thing that you can do is once you've done, you can leave this long tail here, and I'll show you a pretty cool little trick. You just have to release this. So we have this coming out from the front. Flip it over, and you can use this thread to actually draw. Do you have too much shadow? So let's say you want to pull the back thread forward so you can tie it off. Just really pull that thread and see how it's bringing in this little loop here. So then just take it with the dull side of your thread cutter, and you can tie this off. Well, I won't tie it off right now, but you can see how that would happen. You can tie that off and you can trim it real close. And that's for people who don't want to cross over at all. That would eliminate the need to cross over here. I don't mind the crossover. It doesn't bother me. I'm kind of a rule breaker when it comes to quilting. Anyways, I don't think it matters. So it's personal preference, but those are the two ways that you can get around that problem. So the other thing that you need to keep in mind is how densely you stipple it's really going to eliminate the air in between here. So this is going to be a pot holder. So I've actually probably stippled this a little bit more densely than I would want to. So I can either go through and rip all this out or just chalk this up to practice. But that's kind of it for this. I'll show you some straight patterns that I do and how to hold your body for that, because it is a little bit different. So I'm going to show you how to do that box stitch that I was doing on one of my previous pictures. So the way I kind of hold my fabric, I probably should tell you too. You can kind of put your hand under here and pinch it a little bit. When I have a big quilt, that's even more important. You might have this section might be filled with a quilt because it might be rolled depending on how large your quilt is. Right now it's really easy to maneuver because this piece is so small. So you will have to struggle a little bit with your quilt. Sometimes you kind of feel like you're fighting with it. But this size of machine can quilt pretty decent sized projects. I would not attempt to do a king or queen size bedspread, but anything smaller than that is definitely doable if you really roll it tightly and plan out your how you're going to move around your quilt while you're free motioning. So I'm going to show you how to do that straight boxy pattern, and it does take a little bit of planning mentally, so I would definitely practice on paper. And as you can see, I'm really crossing over. I'm slowing down just a bit because I'm near that other fabric or the other thread back there, and I don't want to pick it up and make a bird's nest out of it. I could have trimmed it, but I didn't. So I'm really trying to move my body at my shoulders, not at my wrists, not at my elbows, and that helps me to maintain a straight line. If you move your wrists a lot or at your elbows, you're going to end up making curves. It's just the physics of our body. So you kind of have to be more stiff when you do this, and that can lead to fatigue if you're quilting for a long time. So what I recommend is get some really good music that will help you be relaxed, crank it up, and take frequent breaks, because this will give you some back strain because you are having to make the straight motions and you don't have any help doing that. It's all done with your body. So that's all I can think of for now. If you have any other questions, please feel free to let me know and I'll try and answer them in another video.